artist. What started as a passion for beauty and craftsmanship has grown into a business where she not only creates stunning pieces, but also teaches others how to build their own income streams through permanent jewelry. Through her trainings, courses, and pop-ups, Rie has already trained over 100 students and traveled across multiple states, teaching the art of permanent jewelry while helping creatives turn their skills into businesses. Today, we're going to talk about how she built her brand, the rise of permanent jewelry industry, and what it really takes to turn a creative skill into a profitable business, and how she's helping others do the same. So if you're interested in entrepreneurship, beauty, or learning how to monetize creative skill, you're going to love this conversation. Rie, I'm so excited to have you here.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I love what you do, and you and I are kind of like in parallel spaces, but I'm such a firm believer in like coaching and mentorship and getting like, if somebody really wants to capitalize and monetize on a business, go get a coach. Why would you want to take forever to go figure it out? Right?
I agree. Because like that's how I did too. It's like I didn't start with permanent jewelry, I started with lashes. And I also, same thing, I got trained and then she became like my lash mama slash mentor. And she became a friend. And then with permanent jewelry, I had to like learn everything on my own. Did the whole trial and error and all of that. And then next thing you know, I started teaching people, like more than 100 students now.
So what was that transition like when instead of just doing it one off, you're like, I'm going to go teach other people how to do it? What was that like? Or what made you decide that? Did somebody tell you that? Did you have a friend that told you that? Or was it, you were just like, I think I can help other people? How did that whole thing happen?
Since I was a kid, I've always wanted to become a teacher. That was like what do you want to be when you grew up? I want to be a teacher. But it's like, like when you're kids, like you don't really think about it that much. You just see it and then you kind of want it. And then eventually I had an opportunity because like I said, I started doing lashes and I was teaching that. So I had a whole lash business and stuff. So I added the permanent jewelry in. And then eventually some of the lash artists in my page were like, are you going to teach this? Are you going to teach this? And then eventually it created a demand. I feel like the more I post about it, the more they saw me like, I'll post like lash content, but I'll also post like permanent jewelry on the side. And then they started seeing it like, oh, there's like other possibilities that I didn't even know existed. They also got interested because if you'll think about it, these are people in spaces where they're entrepreneurs too. So they know the hustle, they know the grind, and they know there's like profit to be made in the permanent jewelry industry. So they started like asking me like, hey, are you going to teach this? And then eventually I was like, there's a demand. So let me start building it up. So a couple months later, I started building my manual. I posted about it, and then I had to figure out like where to get my kits, like how to do this. Like the whole manual that you got and like everyone got is like literally I built it. Those are my own words. The techniques are mine. And then and the next thing you know, it just came together. I started training 2020. Oh my God, I don't even know. I think it's been almost 3 years now. So yeah,
That is
I lost count on how many students it's been, but now I have both in person and online students. So which is pretty cool.
so I want to like make this very clear. I'm a kind of person where like, if it's something that I want to try and I want to do,
Right.
I'm going to go do it. And my fiance, Tyler's, what I love about him is he's really supportive. He's like, if you want to go try it, yes. He's like a yes kind of guy. He's never like well, no, I don't know. Is this a long-term thing you really want to stick to? Whenever I'm like, I want to try something, like I want to learn how to weld, how to do permanent jewelry, he's like, yes, go for it. So when I was looking at doing permanent jewelry, I'm going on TikTok, I'm going on Instagram, and I'm just trying to find people that have been in the space. And it's like, I want somebody that does it on a daily, that knows, what's going to rust or tarnish or fall apart, who are the credible brands and sources. And I kept seeing your content pop up and other people. Actually, it wasn't even you that sold me. It was what other people said about you that sold me. That's how
Oh
I
wow.
knew I wanted to work with you,
Wow.
because you can testify and you can say all that you want about how great your brand is and how you help people. But it's like, but what are those other people that are really saying? And that goes to business too. Like when people are asking me for consulting, they're like, I don't care about what you're saying. What are all the other people saying in their experiences? And so when I found you, I'm like, this girl knows what she's doing. And I have so much respect for people that find one thing and they dedicate their life to it. Like you're not bouncing around, you're not trying different things. And that's what creates entrepreneurship. That's what's so cool about it. So in permanent jewelry space, the cost to entry can be typically a little bit higher at the beginning, right? Because you have to start up getting the
Correct.
charms and the bracelets, this and that.
Yes.
Why did you what made you decide like I'm not going to stop and I'm going to keep going? It's like I feel like it's like a wardrobe. You know,
Right.
everybody wants all the nice clothing, but you can't go and just spend $5,000 on a whole new wardrobe. It's over time you pick up and put
Right.
pieces, right? So what made you decide like I'm going to stick to this? Like you saw the future. You already saw 5 years down the road of what the money could produce you and how you could
Correct.
help people. So what was that thing that made you see that before, like having faith and being blind about it, like blind faith?
Honestly, I'm gonna say this with everything that I've done, I like like building businesses. People are like shocked, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? I was like, honestly, I just believed that I could, and I did it. Honestly, it's delusion. I don't know if you're gonna take that answer. It's delusion. I would say faith. Like I prayed for it, and I just know that like he put me here for a reason, and it's to make an impact, and I'm using that as a purpose. But to stay with it, like I mentioned, since I was a lash tech, I still do it, but not on a crazy day-to-day basis. um, my body started hurting, and like every time I do a lash client, like imagine this, I was literally booked like 6 to 7 days a week. I was lashing like four, sometimes six clients a day. So like I'll start at like
I
8 in the
forgot that you
morning.
told me that because your
Yes.
your your back was bent over to do the lashes,
Yes.
right? I forgot that you told
Hmm.
me that.
So now I was like, well, at some point, like I love it. I love my clients. I actually miss it, not gonna lie, because like I miss the connections that it gives you, but like I don't miss the pain. So like after each client, I need to get a massage gun to like especially like this part like of my hand. This hurts. Like there's a time I remember I was holding a tweezer and like it's like shaking. And that's where I knew that I'm like, okay, this is not good. I was going to the chiropractor every single week just for like some relief of the pain. And I knew like I don't want to go back to a 9 to 5. I want to keep building a business. But if I keep continuing down this path, this is not something that's like feasible for me, like physically. So I need to like pivot. So I thought about it, nails, brows, like hair. I was like, but it's the same thing though. Might as well just keep doing lashes. And then eventually I was at an event, and someone was doing permanent jewelry. And then me and my friend were like, I think we can do this. We can figure this out. We stayed up until 3, 4 in the morning, like literally just like figuring it out. And then it wasn't that easy. Okay, it wasn't that easy, but like we
Is
kind of
that is
started
that
doing it.
Jade who you're
No,
talking
that
about?
was
Your friend? Is that
no,
Jade or somebody else?
Jade became a student of mine like 2 years down the road. But this is a different friend. She's also a lash friend. Her name's Cindy, and now she's doing her own thing too. She does pop-ups. Like I see her sometimes, and it's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I we figured it out. But like there's like I said, there's a lot of trial and errors. We don't know where to buy stuff. We don't know what we're getting into. We have some funds, but like we do have our business, but like it was very blind. I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go all in. If not, then we'll just see what happens. I'll just sell everything out if I don't make it, because like at the time I live in Orange County. When you search like permanent jewelry on Instagram, it's only one person. Now, if you search permanent jewelry, there's like so many. So I like to think that me and my friend were like were first of the three
You
here in
started
OC.
it. You're the
I, I
OG.
I want to say that, but I don't know. Because I know there's like big companies in LA that I'm for sure of. So I'm not like the first one to like do it, but I would like to say I'm one of the first ones to do it. At least here in OC. So
That's really cool. What's your favorite part about the business that you love, that fires you up, that
ooh.
keeps you continuously doing it?
It's the creative, because I know people glamorize having your own business. They glamorize like, be your own boss, you set your own time, you work whenever, you work wherever. But I feel like people don't understand that like being your own boss means you wear all the hats. And I think that's one of the things that people don't recognize. They see the content on social media, they see the end result, but like they don't see the process that goes behind the content alone. That's just content. I had to do the taxes, I had to do the inventory, I had to like figure out what to do next. I need to figure out like, okay, what's Q1 for me, Q2, Q3, Q4. So like people don't see the behind the scenes, but like for me the fun part is just like the creative freedom to do all that. And I know there's like ups and downs. Like there's not all seasons are always up, not all quarters are always up, but like when you're up there, it's like it's such a high that you want to keep doing more. And like I said, I feel like I'm building. Oh, and one of the best parts also is that there's no income cap. I can make as much money as I want. I feel like, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it with a 9 to 5, because obviously there's always like chances to like grow and stuff, but I just know that I cannot have someone tell me what to do anymore, if that makes sense. So I love the entrepreneur side of things, the creative freedom that like, oh, I can take this to here. Like now I'm starting to think about like, oh, maybe I should branch out to doing a podcast, like I mentioned to you. So I have that freedom and like that opportunity to do all that. So yeah.
That's cool. I love people. There's something that I really try to study people's patterns. And a pattern that I recognize from people that make things with their hands. And when I say make things, like you have to use your ability, like you don't use a robot, right? Or like AI
Right.
to make what you make. Like you actually have to get supplies, material, equipment. You need, the pliers to be able to do the zapping. Gosh, the
Yeah.
zapping was the hardest part. I'm like, dang, I could never get it right every time. I'm frustrated. It's okay. I'm just going to walk away from it. I'm going to come back to it. But I feel like there's something that is really unique when you can produce something with your hands.
I
It's
agree.
almost like I see artists very similar to people in the food industry and like chefs, like people that can make certain tastes. And I think that like bonds humans together. And I'm still in that space. Like AI has been really hard for me to adjust to. Not hard, but
Yes.
I'm really like traditional.
It's
So whenever
new.
I see
Yeah.
it is new, it is new. And
Mhm.
like I'm learning how to prompt ChatGPT more, how to use
Mhm.
different software systems to be able to like run my business. But there is a
Mhm.
part in me where I'm like, dang, I still like physical,
Yeah,
things,
that's
like
so true.
making
Because I
things and
feel like,
crafting.
yeah, because like when it comes to AI, I feel like I also incorporate that to my business. In terms of like the behind the scenes part, it does make life easier. But one thing that I know for a fact that AI cannot, um, they cannot substitute is the relationship that you can build with your clients.
Oh,
So
that
that
is
like,
good, Ree. That
you
is
know,
so good.
that
I
is
almost
I
want to make
know
that the
for
title,
sure.
not even anything about permanent jewelry. Okay,
Girl, we
say
can
that
talk about
again.
AI all the time.
AI can't
AI,
substitute.
they can substitute the relationship that you build with your clients. You can
Mm.
pump out as many ads as you want. You can pay for AI to like build your whole website now and like, build videos for you and stuff. But one thing that they can't build is connection because like they're talking to a robot, but then if you think about it, I do talk to ChatGPT as like it's my therapist at this point. But like
Same. I'm the same way.
it's just but then it's not the same as like having an actual person as like to talk to, if that makes sense. So for me, I'm in a service-based industry, lashes, mainly permanent jewelry now. And it's like the connection that we build with our clients, like they keep coming back to the kiosk, like, oh my God, I talked to your assistant, and then she's so great, etc. And then I came back and I brought more friends. Or like, oh, I talked to you before, like 2 years ago, and like I love your content, like I love what you do. And then one of the things that I know for a fact, that's why AI cannot substitute it. I have a client that came to my studio like last month. She was like, I've been following you for a while, like I've been I know like your journey, you went here for an event, you went here, and then I finally get to the permanent jewelry with you finally. And like people like fly to California like, oh, I saw your content and like I want to I want to see you and like meet you. So I feel like that's something that AI cannot substitute at all. Even like with trainings, I have students like yourself, you flew to California to take my training, or I have students like flying from different places to take the training because it's something that like they like my content. They see how I was in that content. But I feel like you can talk more about that, like your experience. But like in a sense, um, that connection that I brought into their feeds is something that AI I feel like cannot produce. If that makes so yeah.
Yeah, totally. No, I agree. And yeah, I think that there's totally a space for it. And I think it's just cool what you're doing. And
Thank you.
actually I love it because it helps me out in my business because I tell people to invest in themselves all the time. Like the best thing that you can invest in is your own personal education. And now
Mhm.
like every time, what's so crazy is most people, which I didn't keep up with the permanent jewelry because my main business is
Right,
growing and it's
right.
something that I wanted to learn on the side. And I feel like most people would be like, "Oh, you wasted your money, you got the machine,
Right.
like you did all this and that and you wasted your time." And from my
Mhm.
perspective, I'm like, "No, I didn't. I didn't waste any money. I picked up a skill set." Like I'm
Period.
proud of myself because I empowered myself
Yeah.
to I taught myself courage to actually get my ass out on a plane, fly out, take the risk, try it. And if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. But like, I want to pick up something new. And so
Mhm.
that taught me like courage is good. And I teach students how to do that all the time.
I
Like, go
love
do the
that.
uncomfortable thing that you don't want to do.
Yes.
And I didn't know where your studio was at. I didn't know.
Yeah. Like what
I'm
you're
like
doing, where
finding the
you're going.
building.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting an Uber. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I want to learn it. And it's so much easier for me to actually teach people to invest in themselves because I did it. So like, I almost feel like the more that you spend on yourself, it's easier for you to explain why they should spend it on them, you know?
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
you were just here in Arizona, you go to conferences, you go to places where they have new
Hmm.
charms or equipment or, um, um, you know, technology
Right.
for, because there's so many different things for permanent jewelry, right? The argon, right? Like all the
Yes,
chemicals,
yes,
the portable ones, the plug-in ones. Like
yes.
you go to places like that so you can educate yourself, you know?
Yeah. I always tell this to all my students, like it actually not just students, like people in general. I love failing. I don't know if anyone else says that. I love to fail because like the faster I fail, the faster I'm like to reach my goal. And then one of the things too is like you never really know how much you're gonna love something until you try and do it. Like I would rather tell myself and look back like, yeah, I tried it, but I just actually didn't like it. Instead of like looking back, I'm like, yeah, I wonder what could have happened. So like you taking the leap, like you said earlier, like the blind faith, you taking the leap and like investing in yourself, like you believe that you could do it, and now you know that you don't like, and like I said earlier, like there's also the skill, that the skill that you paid for and now you know it's something that maybe like 5 years down the road you're like, you know what, I'm bored, let me pick up like permanent jewelry again. You know where to go, you have me, you have the mentor, and then like you have that whole knowledge, you still have the manual, so like you can still pick it up no matter what. But yeah, like I said, it's something that skills is something to get to be skills is something that people can't get from you or take from you, and that's something that you did build. But yeah, you gotta try something to see if you like it or not. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then it's
So
still a good try.
So what is the process? So like
Hmm.
obvious you have two parts of your business, right? And this is really good for people that are teaching other people how to do a skill set. So number one, you actually do the permanent jewelry. Like I can
Hmm.
schedule an appointment with you and I can go to your shop and actually, pay for you to do the service to get the jewelry on. That's one part. And then the second part of
Hmm.
your business is you teach people how to do it, right? So
Hmm.
let's just talk about like the first part. Um, what do you do as an entrepreneur in your space? Because every space is different. What do you
Hmm.
do that's like acquiring new clients, letting people know about your brand? How
Hmm.
did you start? How has it evolved? And then we'll talk about the second part for like teaching.
Hmm. Yeah. So the first part is actually the fun part. That's like what my like as a beginner permanent artist, that's how you do like you market yourself. So at the moment, I have the kiosk. So we have like a little storefront here we're based in Irvine, California. So that kiosk, it generates clients. It's a busy plaza. So we're usually open only at night times because we're literally right in front of this restaurant called BCD Tofu House, and they're open to like 2 in the morning, and it gets packed. Like sometimes the wait times are like 2 hours. But that plaza, yeah, so it gets really, really busy. So, but that plaza in Irvine, it's always been, they always say like the rest of Irvine can be quiet, but that plaza is always like loud because it's like they have a karaoke bar. Anyway, so like it gets busy in a sense. So I do love our location. I freaking love it. So that's where we get like, foot traffic, which is pretty good. Another ones that we basically market ourselves, and I still go out to pop-ups. Like, yes, I do trainings. Yes, I do I have the kiosk, but I still hustle and go out there. So I do pop-ups and private parties, but pop-ups, I love it because in California, we're really blessed with the weather. So it's basically year round. I do farmers markets, like wherever I apply to, if they accept me, I go in. And the best part is like I can
And
promote myself.
you bring your
Yeah,
own
the
equipment. And
whole the whole
when you
thing.
say pop up, for somebody that's listening
Yes.
that
Oh
doesn't know what
yeah.
that means.
So a pop-ups is basically like where you go to like it's like on a weekend, Saturday or Sunday. You go in there, you bring your tent, your setup, your tables, and it's like most of the time they're like small businesses, local businesses in the area. So I do that. I travel San Diego, LA, Orange County, wherever they take me, and then I go there. And then it's also a good way to like it's a funnel. Right. It's a funnel of like when people see me there, oh, I also do training. Say I also have the kiosk. So it's like I would say it's a very traditional way of marketing yourself. But yeah, that's pop-ups. I love them. Obviously, you get to meet people and then they book you for parties. So that's also a good funnel for that. Another one is, I mean, I do pump out ads, but not all the time because I feel like for us, for Charm by Reed, the organic content has been really good. I post more on TikTok now as well. I feel like TikTok is such a good way to
It's
find
so good.
new eyeballs.
Literally, literally. literally, I'm not even joking. Our photographer that did our engagement photos, who's also doing our wedding photos. So I probably have
Oh,
spent
okay.
already like, I've already spent like 10 grand with this girl, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, all I did is I went on TikTok. Actually, I did both. And I just typed in um, uh, um, Arizona photographer.
Yeah.
And it's like thousands and thousands and thousands of people come up, and it's like, oh, I get to just pick and choose my style.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So
It's
everything that
so
I do now,
good.
if I'm looking for somebody for eyebrows, or if I'm looking for somebody to go
Girl,
get
same.
facials or dermaplane or everything, I just go on to TikTok or
TikTok.
Instagram, and
Yeah.
I just type in
I agree.
facials in Arizona, like where to get the best ones at. And there's your
Yeah.
profile is thousands of people to pick from. It's
Yep.
literally the new search engine.
It is the new search engine, and then they click your profile portfolio. Like literally, it's so easy. And I feel like, yes, I do pump out ads sometimes if you have like sales and stuff. But right now, I just organic content has been working, so I do it on TikTok and Instagram. You'll be surprised we're still not in Google Business. That's something that I still need to work on. But I feel like it's been working anyways. So, but I would say I know a lot of like entrepreneur friends that Google Business has been working for them too, like Yelp and all of that. And I see why. I just haven't started it yet. Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. And one thing before we talk about like the teaching segment, one thing that I love the most about you, which I think a lot of people can learn from, I love that you're community focused, because I got all this equipment from you, and I'm like, I'm so lost, because you've been doing it for 5 years, so
Yeah.
it's like you're in it, but I'm like, I don't know what to do with this thing. How do I plug this in? Like, what do I do? And every time that I like dropped a comment in your group chat, there's like 50 other people helping me out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, this is great, because when they need help, like we're there. And that's how I met Jade, when I was like, hey, I'm
Yes.
looking for, if anybody is looking for
Mhm.
extra accessories or chains or charms or
Mhm.
whatever. And she's like, oh, I'll pick it up from you. And then we built a relationship. And then that's
Yeah.
how I saw you two times last year, is
Mhm.
coming by here to Arizona. And I think for me, I think that that's where a lot of businesses go wrong, is they forget about the community part.
Mm.
It's a sold thing, it's a product, and then that's it.
I
Whereas when you
agree.
have support, I think that's an extra level of like service,
I agree. The
is
community part is something that people always say this, like you can have thousands of followers, but I would rather have 100 people in my followers, but they're legit people and organic people that you know would support you. When it comes to like the community end, I understand being a solopreneur. I have one assistant, but she mainly focuses on like helping me at the kiosk, but the other things is just me, right? So like being in a solo industry, like I understand that like I don't have a coworker, I don't have like someone to like, hey, so have you heard about this new trend? You know what I mean? Like, what do you think about this? Like someone to like run ideas with, like bounce back ideas with. Like, yes, I have friends, I have a boyfriend, but like they don't understand the industry as well as the people in the industry. So like sometimes if I
yeah,
wanna,
because you're in it daily.
yes, exactly. But like if I just bounce back to like one permanent jewelry bestie that like, hey, have you seen this one? Like, oh my God, I want to do this. Like, how do you do this? So I would say the community part is something that I know that I need, that if I am going to start the whole permanent jewelry again, like I would want to have some sort of community that I know if I have questions to, like I can just ask them. So that's something that I know that I need to incorporate if I'm going to build this whole like coaching business too. So
Love that. I love that. Okay, so then let's talk about the second part, the teaching part. That's the second part of your business.
Mhm.
Number one, I think that if you can master something within 5 years, 2 years, and you're really, really good at it, and you're getting success and people that are reaching out to you, and being able to really monetize it, I'm like, why wouldn't you be teaching somebody how to do this, right?
Mm.
And so now the teaching part. So obviously, like if you go on your Instagram, you have a website where people can go on. Where did you structure to figure out, you know what, like I'm looking at your website right now. So what made you decide I'm going to offer my in-person stuff if you're here locally in California, or if you want to fly out, and then we're going to do the one-on-one like strategy session. So that's where I started off with you, right? Is I did the
Right.
one-on-one call, because I wanted to make sure, like if I start to dive deeper into this, or go further, like do I have the capacity? Do I have the resources? Support of like the
Mhm.
chemicals and knowing how to gauge
Mhm.
everything. So what made you decide? Because a lot of people, they don't know like where to start, kind of thing.
Right.
Like, do we go all in? Do we start small? Do we start mid? What made you decide to do like your smaller tier packages and then the in-person as well? How did you figure that out? Or was it a common thing? Were people like, hey, Rie, can I just do like a 1 hour call with you before we all get
Yeah.
into this? Like, how'd you decide that?
I feel like for me, it's like trying to be all inclusive, right? So there are people who are already in the permanent jewelry industry. I did not train them, and they're like, I'm still lost after my training. And then they see my content, like, hey, for some reason, my instructor didn't teach that part of like what you were talking about in your latest reel. And then that gave me the idea of like, oh, maybe some people just need some sort of like mentorship, just to like maybe refresher something of like, it's not like the full course, but like they just want like a little piece of it, just like help them in a sense. So I started doing the mentorship thing as like a little add-on, just in case they're just lost in general. Even if you're just someone like yourself, you don't know if you want this or not, then you can do that. Or you're already in the industry and you just want a little bit of help, but you're not my students, or you're not part of the community, but you can still have access to me.
I
So
like that. That's smart.
yeah.
Like you're already in it, but you just need more guidance.
Yes, more guidance of like, I don't want your full course because I already know most of it, but I still need something. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing yet, or like I want to pick your brain. I always say that, like, if you want to pick my brain, you can do the mentorship call, because I am someone, like I said, if I know how to if I want to invest in something, I always invest in myself. And if I know I can learn from you, like if I can just ask you like 5 questions that will literally projectile my business into a good trajectory, why won't I pay for that? Like, why would I pay for that? If you can just give me the cheat sheet and answers right now, I would pay for like however much you want. Because I know other coaches out there in business, like mentorships, they cost like 5,000, like some even like 10, 20,000 for like a 1 hour call. And there's people that would pay for it. And why would they pay for it? It's because they know that that 1 hour will literally launch their business like 5x or 10x
Well,
it.
it's crazy how you take it more seriously when you do that. And I tell people all the time,
Yes, I
like,
agree.
imagine that I have this book and
Hmm.
you pay me $5,000 for this book and I ship it out to your house. I don't know about you, but I pay $5,000 for this. Like, I want to know
I'm
how
gonna
fast
read
I'm gonna
it.
get the book because I want
Yeah.
to read it, right? So like
Yes.
I'm the kind of person where I'm like checking the tracking number every day. I'm like,
Mm.
did it leave Arizona yet? Is it already in your
Mhm.
local town and getting sent out? Is it going to be delivered today or tomorrow? Like I'm checking because as soon as this gets in, like I'm gonna rip this thing open and I'm gonna read everything that's in the book.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just got it for free, you're like, when it comes, it comes, it comes.
Yeah.
And then like when it's here, like when I'm free, I'll get to it. But like you
Mhm.
take it more seriously. And I love the way like your perspective and the way that you view that. I think that's just special, and
Thank you.
I see myself a lot in you,
Aw.
which is why I got the program, which is why I flew out, because I'm like,
Mm.
I want to know. You know what I love doing? I've
Mhm.
actually never admitted this before. I love personally going through other people's sales process and their sales funnel. I love it
Me
because
too.
I want to know, what are you
Yes.
doing?
What are
What
you
are you
doing? Yep.
doing that you
That
did
makes me want to
something
buy
that
it.
triggered me to buy
Yes.
it. So now I need to retrace and go back.
Yes.
Like
I
I got
agree.
into calligraphy, or like I
Yeah.
another thing that I picked up last year was like texture painting. And so just like this other
Mm.
girl that I found, she had a freebie on her website of like tools and equipment.
Mhm.
So I went out and bought the tools and equipment. And now I'm like, oh no, I don't know how much of this paint to
Yes.
mix in with like this
Yeah.
thing, and like texture
It makes
paint
you
is
want
a
to learn
whole
more.
it's a whole nother level. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know how to use the certain brushes the certain way, or
Mhm.
like there's, let me tell you, social media makes it look easy, okay? So I'm like getting
Yep.
all the supplies and I'm like, okay, how come my stroke or my brush isn't looking like her? And then
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Her online program was like $300. I'm like, I'm just going to buy. And she does what you do. Like she does in-person retreats and she goes around the United States and
Oh,
she
I
has
love
a schedule so
that.
she can come to your close area. Right. And so, but I'm
Mm.
like, I'm just going to buy the dang $300 online one. And I went through it and I was like, oh, this is so interesting. And I'm like, okay, I got that. So now that's in my brain. And then Rie, I got yours and that's in my brain. And I'm like, I'm obsessed with taking a little bit of what everybody does and what I've seen. And I'm like, I'm going to put that into my business now. Like I
I
want
love
to
that.
create that for me,
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I also like that too. And I've gone through other people's podcast process and I'm like, oh, this is a good idea. Like I'm going to ask this
Mhm.
question or take this
Mhm.
note down, or, another thing that is really, helpful that I've learned is taking applications. So like we're only taking 10 people this season. Every quarter it's exclusive. We take 10 people
Yes, the
only. You
limited
have to
spots.
apply.
Yes.
So
Yes.
good. I'm like, dang, I want in on that.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
like it creates a sense of urgency. It creates a sense of urgency in terms of like, let's say for example, these are like people, and most of the time the people who would want it are like your warm audience already. Like they're in it, they're following your content, but like they just need a little bit of a push to actually do it. So yeah, the limited spots, it creates like that. I think it's like sales psychology of like FOMO. Like they have this like FOMO, like, oh my gosh, only have like 10 spots. Like I need to get in right now. And it actually works. And I don't know how and like what's something in our brains that makes us like, I need to do it now compared to like, I'll just wait, you know? And like it does work. Sometimes I do my sales process is like I I don't have a structure on how I specifically do it, but I feel like if I dissect it one by one, I can tell you how to do it. If that makes sense. Like I can't just like, oh, this is how I do it and just like give you the whole blueprint. It's like things that I picked up throughout the years that I just like put two and two together. And then, like I said, I look at other people's stuff, like what are you doing that works so well that I can implement to my business? Not to the point that I'm copying you, but I'm taking inspiration to it and like, oh, that makes sense. That's a good input. That's why I feel like the community thing is so important. Like having your own little like entrepreneur like people or like-minded people is nice to bounce ideas from because you get to learn a thing or two because this is something that people don't teach on like school. Like the whole entrepreneur, my whole journey, I built it from scratch in terms of like I watched videos, like I had to educate myself because or else like no one else would teach me. There's no one course for everyone. Like I don't even know how many courses I've bought about business, about like entrepreneur, like if I want to learn something about like what do you call this? Like what other course have I bought? Oh, like a sales process. Like there's no one course just to buy, but like I would buy like different courses from people because I want to learn and see how their brain works, you know? Yeah.
I think it's cool because we're all just trying to create a better system and process. And that is entrepreneurship. I think a lot of people are like, oh, when I get this thing or when I reach this certain level, I think there's always going to be ebbs and flows to business. Like it's
Yeah.
forever changing. It's
Continuous
the journey is
learning.
what, yes, I think the
Yeah.
journey is what makes it like special. And entrepreneurship will give you more than what you give it. You know,
Oh
like it'll
yeah.
teach you so
Yeah.
many other more things. I mean, look at even your relationship with like Jade, you know,
Yeah.
and being able to meet her and her personality and
Hmm.
you know, the doors that have opened up for her again. And it goes back to perspective. Most people can, like, if you're looking for the bad things, you're going to get the bad things, but if you're
I
looking for the great things,
agree.
that's all you're going to see is the
Yes.
great things, you know?
Yes. It's all about mindset. When you start talking about like mindset and how are you and Tyler, your fiance, will like talk about the mindset. I'm like, wow, I love that because that's literally what I do. When I saw that sign in your mirror, I'm like, I'm gonna start doing that because I have post-it notes because I'm like, I want to be able to like replace it, you know. But like the whole handwriting, I love it. So for me, I feel like the way you one of the things that people don't talk about in the being an entrepreneur is your mindset is literally everything. Like if you don't have the right I feel like a lot of people have that scarcity mindset too. And it affects me sometimes. I have those seasons. But like if you like I said, if you see something that's just all negative, you attract that energy. That's why I always say be the energy you want to attract. Because like if I have like positive energy and I'm radiating that, I feel like I attract more of that. And I don't know if you believe in energies and like if you're spiritual, but like I would say it's
All
very
of it.
perfect. It's like me too, girl, me too. But I would say mindset is one thing that took me from zero to here, and also faith. I mean, both of them, but like mindset is like literally everything. Because sometimes like I don't have anyone else to bounce ideas with. I'm just like in my thoughts in my head. I'm like, is this the right thing? Like, is investing in a kiosk the right thing? Is buying a new machine the right thing? Is flying going to Arizona and like spending that money of gas and hotel and all of that? Is that the right thing to do? And sometimes you just gotta do it and see if it's not, and then see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I love that. It's I think when you operate from a place of like serving, that's when things really flourish. Like when it's no
Yeah.
longer about you and it's about other people. I'm like, that's the missing piece. I wish more
I
people
love
could
that.
understand that, like flip the switch, because everybody's so concerned
Hmm.
about themselves. But if you become more concerned about others, you come from, you
From
know,
that, yeah.
a service heart, and that's really cool. What's one of the funnest either pop-ups or private parties that you've ever done?
Oh, the pop-up I would say is OC Fair. So we have a state fair here every year. And I got in, so this is my third year doing it. So OC Fair is a state fair. So it's like a whole month. It's like 28 days basically, but it's their biggest event of the year every time. Um, on our first year, I got the offer literally 2 weeks before. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I got it 2 weeks before. But I know for a fact that if I just do it, I know that they can offer like I'll have like some sort of like royalty that I can just like do it every single year. But it's really expensive. It's not cheap, and I have like a Asia trip planned out like the last 2 weeks of it. So imagine this: I don't have an assistant. I have a trip coming up. It's so expensive. In my head, should I do it? I was talking to one of my friends, and she was like, "I don't know if you should do it. It's really expensive." But I know a gut feeling. It was something inside was telling me like, if I do this, it's going to be a really big payoff in a sense of like it's a really big opportunity that doesn't just come to you like on out of the blue. And that was like a one time. If I say no, that might be it. I don't think I can go back again. Like some people are in a wait list for like 3 to 4 years. I didn't even know this till later. And I'm like, wow, thank God I said yes. So I said that one yes literally like helped me so much and opened a lot of opportunities for me. I figured it out. In 2 weeks, I trained an assistant. She did it for the last, like, she was literally alone. She did it on her own. And then it worked out. Everything worked out at the end. And then one of the things, too, I know it's a little bit of a sidetrack. One of the things that I love from one of the podcasts that I'm listening to, he said, 80% of what you worry about doesn't happen. Or it doesn't, don't worry about it in the first place. So, anyways, I worried about it. It turned out to be great. But that was one of the most fun pop-ups. Like I'm looking forward to every year. And one of the things too, because last year was my second year, I didn't realize that people remember us. And they're like, "Oh my God, I was here last year. I got a permanent jury from you, and I want another one." And then like people come back and then they bring more people. So like last year was like such a good year. We also added like a charm bar. So now people created this whole like the bag charm experience, and I posted about it on TikTok, and it kind of gained traction. So this year I'm really, really looking forward for it. It's one of our fun ones. Private parties. I did a private party for it's like Target. So one of their managers is like it's like a surprise birthday for her, and then I did it in their like I don't know like room like in the back. Like in their back room, and it was just fun. Like I was just there. Everyone got permanent jewelry before she leaves, or some people are leaving too. So it was a good moment. So yeah, a lot
That's
of
really
good
cool.
moments.
I've seen one of the girls that I came across with even like the engraving. I guess I picked up so many different things last year. One of the parts with engraving, like she's starting to collaborate with Nike, Lululemon, like,
Yeah.
and when you start to get on that level, then like bigger players. So and then I saw one day she came across my feed, and I guess somebody was doing she's from Oklahoma, and there
Mhm.
was a concert that was happening out there, and somebody from the concert from the artist hired her to go backstage to do
Mhm.
as a gift everybody that was on tour for the country artist, and she like engraved I think like shot glasses or cocktail glasses for the after party. But I was like, oh, that's so cool. Your association when you start, yeah, the power of proximity and who you're
Yes.
associated with really changes
I
things.
agree. But I feel like one of the things too that I tell myself all the time, if an opportunity comes in front of me, like in my doorstep that I don't need to like scour the internet and like fight for it, I will embrace it with my whole heart. Like I'll try my best like to just say yes to it because you don't know where that opportunity will lead to. When you invited me to this podcast and I'm like, yes, let's do it because I'm like, I don't know where this could lead to. But it's also an opportunity where what did they say? Where um they say this thing where you like preparation, like you're preparing for something bigger in a sense. So I would say like if there's an opportunity, I just take it. And then the OC fair was it's a big blessing for me. And I'm glad I said yes, girl. I'm really, really
When is
glad.
when is the Orange County Fair coming up?
It's actually in July to August. So like that mid-July to August. So we're prepping for that. I'm hoping I can hire another person so to help us with it. It's long days, literally Wednesday to Sundays. We're there for like 11, 12 hours every single day. But yeah, fun times.
Orange County Fair 20. I'm looking up the dates because we actually might be going out to out that way. Okay, yeah, July 17th to August 16th. Cool.
Yes.
We're planning on taking a Disney trip. So
Oh, let me
we
know. I can give you tickets.
might have to come by and
Yeah.
see you guys. Are you an annual pass holder?
No, well, we get free entry because we're vendors. But since I'm like a
No
diamond
way.
sponsor, yeah, I'm like at the higher tier on the booth. So I get like a lot of tickets I can just give you. Just let me know.
Oh, that's so cool. How cool is that? Yeah, I really do appreciate supporting people's businesses. And I think it's the law of reciprocity. When you take care of
Mhm.
them, like people are gonna take care of you naturally, right? So
That's actually one of the
I
things I
love
learned from you. Yeah, you
yeah,
taught me a lot. Yeah.
it's really important. It's so crazy of just being nice to people and kind to people.
Mm.
I DM'd there's a girl that I'm working with right now. She's a fitness coach. Actually, she's coming on the podcast. We're gonna do a show in a couple of weeks, but she's a fitness expert, nutrition coach.
Mm.
And I was like, hey, I have this podcast. I'd love for you to come on. And she sent me a voice audio back and she's like, Selena, she's like, you probably don't remember who I am, but I met you 3 years ago in Dallas. You came into this gym and I didn't know who your company was or what you guys do, but you introduced me to everybody and I've been following you for the past 3 years. Yes, I'm going to
Mm.
come on your podcast. Like I've been watching you grow. I love what you guys stand for. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And she's like, I remember you gave, and I remember her. She was kind of like shy a little bit. And I introduced her to everybody. We went out for like a business conference
Right.
and I introduced her to everybody as part of our team. And she's like, she goes, oh, this girl's going to go somewhere. She's like, I've never met somebody with that energy. And I'm like, wow, how crazy is that? Like me just being kind and introducing and making connections for her. She
Mm.
remembers me of that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, where does that relationship take us next? Like where would that
Mm.
go next? You know, with us getting close and reunited. And yeah, it's just it's crazy when you take care of people, like, you
Yeah.
know,
You create an impact. I
they'll
feel
take
like
care of you.
when I go to like events, trade shows, conferences, there's always two people, like the nice people and the not nice, not so nice people, and you remember both of them. So might as well be the nice person to be remembered by,
Girl,
you know?
you are preaching to the choir. We should make that the podcast title. Might as well just be nice to people. That's what I'm
Might as
going to
well
put it
be
as.
nice to people because like if you're bitchy, if you're like an ass to people, like they'll remember that, you know? Like why even then you're also ruining your brand in a sense. But then again, if that's your personality, if that's who you are, it will always show.
I
So
agree. I
it's harder to
agree.
pretend,
Well,
girl, not gonna lie.
I'm right with you. That's why I go right back to the servant heart. I'm like, nope, we're going to serve people and
I
that's
love
what we're
that.
going to do.
I love
But
that.
as we begin to wrap up here,
Mhm.
for anybody that's listening to this, that's either wanting to get permanent jewelry or wanting to learn the skill set, be able to make the passive income, build out a team, like what's the best way that people can get a hold of you and reach out to you, Rie?
Yeah, so we're Instagram and on TikTok. My name is Rie, and then we are also and TikTok and Instagram is Charmed by Rie. If you want to get permanent jewelry services, book a pop-up events. If you have like a company brand or whatever you want, and you want me to be there, just reach out to me. We are based in Irvine, California, at Diamond Jamboree Plaza. But if you have any more questions, just send me an email or send me a DM. Slide into my DMs. I'm free. So yeah.
I love that. And I just wanted to say, like, thanks for taking time to be on here today because I think
Yeah.
it's really, really cool when somebody has mastered something and they can teach other people how to compress those time frames. And your future, Rie, is so freaking bright. Like you're
Oh,
gonna do
thank
so many
you.
big things in this world. And I'm really excited to like watch you and part of your journey. So
Aw.
thank you for spending time with us. And we'll have to do a part two. Maybe next time when you come out here, we can do it in person too, instead of
I
virtual.
would love that. And I'm for sure coming back to to Arizona, so I'll be there, girl. I'll let you know.
Amazing. Well, thank you again, Rie. Until next time when we shatter limiting
Yay.
beliefs. Thanks, Rie.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.